Today I'm going to talk about free will and how or if free will is an illusion. You'll see that I've spoken a cigarette. Now, don't you think that if I had a choice to say cigarette or no cigarette in my life, that I would be like, yeah, I would obviously choose not to have a cigarette in my life, especially not to be on a video with the cigarette. But did I even have free will to come on the video with the cigarette? And the answer is no. Isn't it clear in this universe that there is no free will? We would love to believe that there is. In a fairy tale world where we really do get to choose, we really do get to decide. But I'll tell you one thing about it, is there's many things that you do that it seems like you don't want to do. There's a verse in the Bible that proves this. And he says, "Oh wretched man that I am, that I would do, I do not do. But that I should do." No, it goes, "Oh wretched man that I am, that I should do, I do not do. But that I shouldn't do, I do. Oh wretched man that I am." This verse is telling you that free will does not exist. It's blatantly telling you that free will does not exist. He's explaining that even though he knows the right thing to do, he still does the wrong thing. He is overtaken in the process and does the wrong thing. Even though he knows what he should do, he does not do. So he's neglecting his responsibilities. And then he takes blame. He takes the blame himself. Yeah. He takes the blame himself. He says, "Oh wretched man that I am." But could it be that all of his decisions were programmed? We would love to think we have a decision, a real effect, that we really know what's going on. So we'll even take the blame. We'll take the blame and endure much suffering because it seems as if we know the right thing to do, but we still do not do it. Don't you think if you had a chance to be successful, take your family out of all debt, you wouldn't owe a man on this earth anything, you would just have everything you wanted? If there was free will, I would argue that you would have everything that you wanted. It would be like pressing a button. If free will were real, it would be like saying, here's this cigarette problem or this alcohol problem, and you're in the middle of it. It's traumatizing. You're really addicted, and you get a button to push that says you either do want to drink or you don't want to drink. People would obviously click the button that says no, like, I don't want to drink, I'm good. But life's not like that. Something in us, which is a mechanism that produces visualization, is based on pain and reward. So me making a decision the decision that would cause me less pain is an obvious one, right? But was it really my decision, or was it forced or influenced? Was it controlled by something? If you had free will, you would change everything that you think is imperfect about yourself. You would just change it. And that's the truth, because people don't want much. But it seems as though against their will, against our will, we've been trained with bad habits. We've been taken away from our own purity. And we have that sense, and that's a program as well. Does free will exist? A lot of teachers that you'll see, especially successful spiritual teachers, they will get into a position of telling you that, like, hey guys, it's okay to be a millionaire and be spiritual, which I agree with, because, you know, we have to have some type of abundance on this earth. But it seems as though, like, they make you feel like they understand everything because they figured out how the universe works, and because they're successful and they figured out how spirituality works, and then you could still make so much money. And something in you is like, yeah, because I need to have a decent experience here too. But something in me is knowing that they still haven't transcended, or don't know that they haven't transcended the material world and what's tying them to the realm. So they make it seem like they've achieved everything, like they figured out the entire universe. They make it seem like you have the free will to do the same thing. They're like, no, it's just how you're thinking. As long as you change your thinking and your way of abundance mindset, then the universe will give you what you want. And that's not necessarily true. It's like, here you are taking the blame again, like, oh, wretched man that I am, because I've been thinking fucked up this whole time. So the pain and reward cycle continues. So they still give you a veil of free will, that you actually have the choice. Some of us have worked so hard, really good people, so hard in life, that some people have worked and been famous artists after they've died. They haven't even reaped the successes of the rewards of their work, or the harvest of their work while they're on this earth. They may have had to suffer while they were here. So the universe does not seem to have a personality. It does not seem to care how much you do. It does not seem to care how much you lie and say that you have free will, when it's possible that even the good decisions that you have inside of yourself are just a part of a program. So all we can do in this simulation, where consciousness cannot escape itself but will always make you think it can, you can give it energy when you feel like it's being reciprocated, to keep you out of the pain cycle, to keep you unattached from this realm. Maybe thinking that you don't have free will is actually freeing. Because then it's not your fault. Then it's not like, oh, wretched man that I am, that I know I should do, I don't do, but that I know I shouldn't do, I do. He's letting you know that entities are in control of him. Yeah, just go read it. I don't know what exactly book it's in, but I've always wondered why I gravitated towards the verse, and having a higher level of truth about it is really mind-blowing. So watch out for some of the teachers who, they're in high places, and they'll give you money and say, hey, you can become this millionaire and be spiritual too, and that's good, but it's just the system in the universe and the matrix and the God concept trying to feed on your energy. So what can you do? You can optimize your energy and use it for high vibrational things, because even good is manipulation. But there are higher vibration forms of manipulation, but everything is manipulation. Alright, you have to manipulate an animal to feed your family or kill it. But it's all about the vibration that you carry behind it, like growing food and growing fruit and eating from the tree. It's all manipulation. In fact, these trees have developed a survival mechanism by giving us fruit, so that we would love them and take care of them. I think that's the most ingenious survival mechanism. And we think that, that they're just giving us fruit, but they're just surviving. So make sure you're getting good high vibration reciprocation out of your energy that this universe and matrix womb is trying to demand you to do, and always commanding you to do through commands and visualizations. The teachers, they will give you that free will spiel. There was a hurricane last night, blowing everything around. Yeah, they will give you that. It's always a veil, and if you do, it's called an anagram. If you switch the letters of veil around, it's evil. It's always a veil that consciousness puts up, because consciousness can't escape itself, so it's always trying to hide itself within itself and put up veils via pain and reward in order to manipulate you and keep you attached to thinking this reality is real and that you have free will. If anything's gonna attach you to this matrix and system, it's thinking that you have free will. If anything, there's nothing more real than thinking you're in control. There's nothing more real than pain. So these are the things you have to be observatory over while you're having your experience. It's good to look at the universe as if it doesn't have a personality necessarily, because we've personalized it as if it loves us, or as if it hates us. And the truth is, it's neither. It doesn't love you or hate you. It just doesn't care. It just wants more energy. So being neutral and realizing that it doesn't have a personality necessarily, that it doesn't really care if you're suffering, can begin to put you in a neutral position in life. A position where highs and lows, the sway of life, cannot control you. It wants you to get mad and sad and frustrated when you don't feel like it's giving you what you deserve. And then when you're high and extremely positive, overly positive, that's dangerous because you're painting an illusion that always seems to fall. You always seem to get back to the reality that the universe actually doesn't give a shit about you. So being neutral and in the middle, you have a more focused ground point. You're looking at the universe like this. You're no longer able to be, you're easily manipulated if you're in sway, as I call it. And in the middle, you'll find neutral grounding and focus and realizing what it wants from you. It wants energy. You want what you want. So you decide how the game is being played with your life force energy. Life is energy. Wisdom is how you use it. In this neutral place, you must realize that even though the universe is a program, the matrix, the womb, the system is a program, you're still a human, you're still a person, you still care, you still love. So in this neutral place, you'll have room and space to build your foundations of gratitude, build your foundations of love, unconditional love, even loving people who are less conscious than you are. Which I think that's unconditional love. You'll find space to be out of the chaos of the energy war that's going on in the universe. You may have to give your energy in, and this is why it's not, no real practical advice is being given to us, unfortunately, that has been found out yet. But I believe there's solutions. But you'll have to give your energy to this system until you can detach from it and free yourself from it in ways that you can become neutral and gain your power back and realize how to still do your responsibilities but be placing yourself in less detachment, not owing it any money or going into debt anymore, or paying off your current debt, which I'm going through right now. So, most important thing is loving yourself and building that neutral ground. Is free will real? It's not, guys. Stop thinking it's your fault. Stop thinking it's your fault for how this universe goes. You could put in so much work and still nothing would happen, or you'd be treated like shit by this world because it doesn't love you. But it doesn't hate you either. And when you treat it like that, you can get your power back. I took notes today because I'm not trying to front. Like, I want to give a good enough message and not leave everything out. So, last thing about the teachers is there's a monk. There's a story about a monk who he would hold this camp, this training camp, and this guy, he went to this camp to learn from this monk. He was a white guy, he's from the city. And he's in this class, and the camp's ending, and it's about a month left in the class, and he's like, well, hey, he goes up to the teacher, the monk, and he's like, man, I haven't learned everything I have to learn, and I know I have to go back. He's like, what do I do? And the monk's like, hey, we'll put you through our most intense training that we have, and that will get you there. You should be good by the time you go home. So he has a few weeks or whatever. They make him meditate for like the last 3 weeks straight, like barely no water, just looking out. And he finished it. And so he came back up to the monks and was like, he's like, man, I still don't know what, there is to learn. I still haven't got it. And, I got to go back home. And the monk said to it, he said, you didn't see it? And the kid said, see what? He's like, you didn't see it? And he's like, it's nothing. He's like, really? That's the answer? It's nothing? And the monks are like, yeah, There's another verse or story where the monks are always just teaching the students, and they'll go past them, hit them on their head. They'll teach them presence and teach them a lot of wisdom. But the monks know and realize that all this knowledge and understanding ends up to be like a beautiful nothing. It's all just nothingness, but even nothing is something, right? So the super enlightened teacher would take advantage, if you will, and troll his students along, because as long as they thought that he still had something to teach them, then he was justified in teaching them and taking their money. So the monk would always string the people along, and that's what a lot of teachers here on this earth do here, I believe, through the camera and through the internet. And they try to convince you that you have free will for sure, but I don't know. Let me know.